she led Cash App growth strategy from 0 to $100 million a year in marketing spend. So I actually paid to get 30 minutes time with the person who was responsible for growing the paid strategy on Cash App. And she basically was asking me all these questions, and I was asking her questions, right? Because Cash App is one of those well-known processing things. And I started giving her all the laydown of like what the problem was, what we're trying to achieve, how we are trying to achieve it, and what we're trying to do to get to that result. And like I was asking her some questions, and she gave me two things that I thought were really interesting, um, because it was kind of confirming my suspicion. Because what I was thinking in my head, I was like, man, our marketing cost is getting really crazy. How does it's getting super expensive? And then what she told me was she said, you know, the reason why Cash App was so successful was because it had a component of virality, right? It had a virality coefficient, meaning one person introduced two to three people to it. And that happens in B2C companies. Like even right now, I paid like $2,000 to be a part of a thing, right? Like just so I can get introduced to the people. Like I don't even care what it was. I think it was gonna help my and it's like a health thing. So I paid $2,000 just so I can get introduced to the right person, right? And so I pay for speed. And one of the things that she really said was like, there's this virality to Cash App that you need to be able to manufacture inside of the company you guys are in now, because right now it's hard to create this relationship, if you will. But she said that's why Cash App took off the way it did, right? Was the virality to it. Create a viral coefficient. So I'm thinking to myself, like, how can I make our product and service go viral without it jeopardizing our lead quality and, you know, our brand, if you will, right? So like what would have to happen? Would I have to get micro influencers, like people that have a small following and maybe a couple of people that we do want, and maybe we just do a little event together? And at the end of it, you know, we share the list and what the possibilities, right? That's where my mind starts working when she starts telling me these things. And don't get me wrong, I think these things out, but sometimes you just have to pay for someone to get in your head and like confirm your suspicions or confirm that you're wrong, like invalidate your thought process. And I'm okay with both. Like that's the very important thing that you probably should get from this is like create the viral coefficient, but more importantly is be a better student than anybody else. That's how I've, you know, essentially blown past most people, is because I'm a great student. And then number two was she said, you need to create a machine where you can get people to create ads for you on your behalf, almost like um, a UGC army, which that was cool. She gave me like a strategy and she said, well, you need to create a community or like a UGC community where all these people are producing ads for you. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what Snow White Teeth Whitening did for their brand. Is they just had a bunch of brand ambassadors, if you will, and they would just shoot ads for that particular brand. And I was thinking to myself, like, can we just pay for talent? Like, we just pay for someone to shoot an ad, right? Can we just pay for that? Because that happened. That worked for us. Can we just pay for talent to constantly, or pay for our, not essentially not pay for our customers, but have our customers be represented in the ads so they can attract new people? And how can we create a machine that constantly brings in new testimonials and new wins and new changes and new process, new like people saying that they had an amazing event and all these things. Like, how do I make that machine happen automatically or systematically? And so those two things was like, number one was the virality. It's like, how do I create a viral product? Well, what if I partner with little micro influencers and we just do an event together where we all just split the pool? Number two is like, how do I create a UGC army? Similar to how Cash App was. How do I create that word of mouth and manufacture it and facilitate that so that that way It's not me dependent, it's not owner dependent, it's actually people dependent, which there's many of them, and there's very few of us. And so I share this with you because this is the things that I'm learning from people that are, nailing and scaling in their companies as we're trying to go past 10 to 11 to 15 to, whatever the number is, we're trying to get past it. And really the game is just to keep playing. And that's why I keep shooting these videos more and more often, because I just want to kind of share, honestly, I just want to share what I'm doing. And hopefully I look back someday and say, this was positive, or this was negative, or this was what worked. And I want it documented so when I look back, or if my team looks back, or if clients look at this, or if people look at this and they say, you're a genius or you're dumb. I'm okay with either. But like, I'm not okay with having to look back at my memories because I'm not very good at remembering things. But if I can document it, I don't have to remember. I could just look back at it, and then it triggers an emotion and remember and helps me remember. So, anyways, I know this video is probably not going to get a lot of views, and that's okay. I'm not trying to seek views. I'm trying to just help myself, my future self, and help my past self, and then help anybody else that wants to help and listens to this. So, anyways, see you in the next video.